Hi guys, today I'm going to film a get ready with me video. It's the first one I've ever done. I have no idea how people usually do this. Today I'm going to film a video with my friend Elizabeth. She's the one I did the workout challenge with. And yeah, I'll just get started. I'm finally done with all of school for this semester. I don't start again until 7th of January, I think. It feels great. I've been so stressed the last week. This year of uni has probably been the hardest, and I've always had anxiety, but for some reason this year it's just gotten like 1,000 times worse. Actually, everything got worse after like May because I had an oral exam in one of my courses and well, I didn't pass and it felt terrible. At that point, I felt like it was the end of the world. I didn't know what to do. I was just crying. I never told my parents about it. I don't think I told my sister either. My friends and my boyfriend knew about it, but I guess I was too ashamed to tell my mom, at least. I don't think my dad would care though. My dad is kind of like me, not really an academic person. I've never been one. And my sister also just got her master's degree, so I'm like useless person of my family. So I failed. I felt terrible. All of my friends were kind of like, oh, it's okay, you're just gonna have to read more for next time and you can do it, blah blah blah. But kind of the reason I failed the first time was, well, it's an oral exam and I had a panic attack before I went in. When I first got to school, everyone was sitting there and talking, blah, blah, blah. And I just didn't know what to say. So I just sat very quietly and didn't talk to anyone. And at that point, one of my closer friends from class, she was inside having her oral exam. So when she first came out, I was like, okay, let's go over and like give her a hug. And so I did. As I went to hug her, I just were in the middle of saying like, ha, and then I just broke down crying, like way too hard. I started hyperventilating. So people were like, what's happening? Because most of my class only see me as a very happy, like smiley person. I'm usually pretty happy when I'm with my friends at school. And they also know me as kind of crazy. Oh, focus. Sorry about the mess in the back. But so yeah, I broke down crying. I had a panic attack. It wasn't my turn to go inside for 2 hours because I showed up very early. I'm usually very early at the location so that I can like talk to other people and listen to what they've studied about, and usually just makes me a lot more at ease. But this time, of course, it didn't go well. But I did kind of stop crying before I went inside, and like, well, I stopped sobbing. I was still like having tears just running down my face, but that's pretty normal, I guess. But then I went inside, and it's a kind of oral exam where you show up, you pick like your exam paper, and then you go inside, you go inside a room, you pick your exam paper with your question on it, and then you get half an hour to like prepare and like have pen and paper, quickly like jot down some notes. And as I was writing, I was just like feeling tears running down my face. Usually the person sitting there to like watch over you guys so you don't cheat is like super old. They're usually like retired old people that volunteer, and she was like looking at me like, what the fuck is happening? Why is this uni student crying? So I was freaking out. I did kind of write down something, but I wouldn't say it was very good. But then I went inside and they told me, of course, they're not out to like get us. They're trying to make everyone pass, but that's not how it works. I was crazy scared. I was stuttering the entire time I was in there. Didn't go very well. So I ended up, after going out and in again to get my grade, it was like, it's one course, but there's more under categories, I guess. We had math and Norwegian. I passed the math part, but not the Norwegian part. So that kind of sucked. When I was in there, I didn't really say much after they gave me my grade. I wasn't like in my best condition. I had a panic attack, but thank you anyways, I said. The sad thing about this is, well, I have a friend that was changing uni and she didn't practice for this exam. So she sent them a message a day before saying that, oh, I don't think I'm gonna show up to the exam because I haven't studied, so I'll probably fail, blah blah blah. I say blah 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 a lot, don't I? Well, so the thing is, she didn't answer enough either, but when she went inside to get her grade, the teacher just said, okay, we noticed this is kind of like, oh, a cry for help. You didn't say enough to pass, but we're gonna give you the pass anyway. So she passed. I don't know, I guess I felt it was kind of unfair at that point, only because she sent that message, she got a pass. Well, our friends also felt like if they were gonna give someone a pass just to pass them, they should have given it to some of the students that were gonna continue the study. She's now at another uni, so we're still friends though. So yeah, and then I had to go home. I cried a lot on the way home, really. I had to like send a message to my closest friends that knew I was gonna have the exam that day. Of course, everyone were asking, how did it go? And I'm like, I failed. Ooh. At that point, it was like, end of the world. I'd wanna drop out. Everyone wants to drop out at one point of their student life. But I did feel like a failure. I was like, why can't I even pass? Felt very stupid. But then I was kind of like, you know what? I'm just gonna take the summer and relax. Anyways, I can't just go around thinking about this until school starts again. But the next day I kind of wanted to stop caring about that part. I didn't want that to like ruin my summer break. I was also going to Korea in a couple of weeks time, I think. No, I was going to Korea in 3 days afterwards, I think. I think my camera's gonna crooked right now. Crooked video, woo! So I went to Korea, had a great summer, and everything went well, and then school started. When school started again, it was first okay, but we had only 4 weeks of school before we went to like the practical part where we get sent. I study to become a kindergarten teacher, and you get sent out to, is it called intern? I'm not sure, but you go work at a kindergarten for like so and so long, and you get tasks you're supposed to do and write, and you get like a supervisor that is working at the kindergarten, and she's supposed to like guide you and help you and stuff. So first 4 weeks went by very quickly. We had a lot of things that they told us we had to do in those 4 weeks, and then we got sent out to the kindergartens, and I was thinking, oh, I hope this is gonna be okay, because my first kindergarten experience wasn't that good. Or it was, now that I think about it, it wasn't bad at all. My problem with my first kindergarten was that we were really bad at communicating, and we're supposed to be like writing stuff like almost all the time. I did write what she told me to write, but also we're supposed to have a meeting with the supervisor at the kindergarten once a week, but we weren't informed about it, and most of the supervisors would just tell their students, okay, this is how this happens. You have to write me like questions and send it to me, and then we talk about it at the meeting. But mine didn't say anything about it. She just expected us to know, because she was like, well, it says from your school that you're supposed to have learned about this, and we were like, no, we didn't. So it ended up being very bad. She gave us a warning. Oh, if this continues, I have to fail you, and it was just a mess. But she was very nice. Like, she knew what she was doing, and she seemed professional about it. She just could have handled us a tiny bit better and kind of guided us a bit better. I don't blame her though, because it was our first time. We didn't know what we were going to, and she probably thought we were more prepared than we were. This time though, again, it was after 4 weeks, we were already sent off to the kindergarten. And I was supposed to work there for 4 weeks, and then we have 4 weeks in February. So I was like, woo, I get a new chance with another kindergarten. So I thought this was my chance to like actually have a good experience, but it didn't happen because the one I had, like the supervisor at this one, was even worse. We've had a lot of problems with her. Well, you never know what side you're on, like her good side or bad side. I don't know what she really thinks about me. But my first supervisor told me to tell my next one that I struggle with anxiety, because she was like, then you can maybe have some extra help to help you make a system of what you need to do. And so I did. It was like one of the first things I told her. She was like, oh yeah, it's good that you tell me so I can give you more help. But it ends up that saying that was the worst thing I could have done, because well, you know, the meeting like once a week, she set up so I had 2 meetings a week, so I had double the amount of things to write. It was supposed to be for her to help me, but every single time I had a meeting, which was twice a week, she ended up just bringing up my anxiety and kind of using it. It was like her definition of me was just the girl with anxiety, and like, I know your anxiety like it makes you unorganized. I don't know, it doesn't really, I'm just an unorganized person as it is. Yeah, and then after 1 week, just like the first supervisor said that she could fail us, this one also can. They could give out a warning, and the first one kind of just gave the warning like saying it to us. This one actually gave me the paper and you have to sign it and it's sent to your school. And it's also sent, they pass that to your next supervisor, which I'm gonna have by next year. And she gave me that after 1 week of being there. What have I done wrong in 1 week that she needs to give me that? She said the things I gave to her weren't good enough, like the written things. But I had been there for 1 week. I had written 2 things. Couldn't she wait to see if I would like improve myself if she just told me? So she just gave me that. I had to sign it. It got sent to my school. And I actually had my biggest panic attack that day. The second week and forward was terrible. The panic attack, it was on a Tuesday she gave me it. And I was in my kitchen cooking and watching why I dropped out videos. And well, why did I watch those? I don't know why I started my eyeshadow first. I don't have eyebrows. So I had a breakdown as I was watching the videos. I just suddenly started crying and I fell to the ground. I was lying on the ground crying and hyperventilating again, and I couldn't feel my legs. I had to try to stand up, but it didn't work, so I was just sobbing. And I tried to call my boyfriend, who was like, what's happening? Because I couldn't really speak properly. I was just sobbing. I couldn't get any words out, and but he just kept me on the phone, tried to like say everything's gonna be fine, no matter what happened, it's gonna be okay. Well, for the next 3 weeks, my mental health was really bad those few weeks. When my anxiety kicks in, I get nosebleeds. So these weeks working there, I had nosebleeds twice a day, every day for 3 weeks. Yeah. So I already had a suspicion I'm low on iron. What is it called? Iron deficiency? Because my mom has it. I easily get nosebleeds. I've always easily gotten nosebleeds. And also, I have the implant in my arm, what is it called? So no babies. And most people, when they put it in, their period stops. Well, mine didn't. And I had my period non-stop for probably like, the most was like 3 months. Like no stop. So yeah, iron deficiency was pretty bad. I was easily tired, couldn't handle as much work. I was also sick all these weeks I was working in the kindergarten, and I also worked an hour longer than the other girl that was also placed in this kindergarten, because I was going to a BTS concert for 3 days of the last week. So I had to catch up on that by working an hour more every day, and that was terrible. I was so tired. I had no energy at all. But yeah, so I came back. She was like, she can't fail me this time around. If she's gonna fail me, she has to fail me next time I'm there, when I'm done. So she was like, you have to work harder to pass so that I can pass you next time. But again, she's like, but oh, I'm on your side, and she knows I didn't pass my exam. So she was like, well, I hope you study well, and I know you can do it. And I just feel like I'm not sure if she's really caring about that or if she's just trying to play nice, because she's done that a lot. She's probably genuinely a good person at heart, but she stresses really easily, and when she gets stressed, everyone knows. She flips at everything. She started yelling at me and the other girl for pretty much almost no reason at all times. It was just things that happened that we got yelled for, but if they did something like that, it was totally okay. Well, it wasn't a nice experience. Ooh, that's Elizabeth. She's on our way. But yeah, so after that, school started again, and there were so many tasks we were supposed to do. And because there were so many tasks, I couldn't focus on any of my exams. Everyone else just had one exam for Christmas. I had two because I had to retake the one from spring. So I was super stressed out. We had things that we had to pass to get to take the new exam, which is understandable. But except for this, we also have music and drama as a course, and we're not supposed to have that like music and drama exam before next summer. But for some reason they decided to give us like 1,000 tasks to do this semester. Nobody knows why, but we had all these things to do all the time. We didn't get a break really ever. And then before our exams, I think we had 1.5 week, like proper 1.5 week off. So I went home. I just had to like chill out for a couple of days, and then I had to start reading for the written exam, which was terrible because I was clueless about most of the things. We don't even know how this is relevant to working in a kindergarten. It's a course where you're supposed to like know about nature, everything about nature. Why do we have seasons? How many legs and parts of the body does a spider have? How many legs does an insect have? What happens to the particles in the water when ice freezes? But many things to write about and study about. I ended up not being able to read much of it, but I was really kind of not prepared for this exam. When I came back to again, I did study with my friend for a bit for the last 2 days. So I had my exam. It went hopefully okay. I'm very lucky that here in Norway, your grade kind of doesn't count much. You just need to pass. Like, as long as you don't get an F, you're fine. A to E is pass. You get your degree anyways. You're not required to have a certain grade to do anything. You have your degree, you can get a job. They don't look at your grades at all. The only reason you need your grades is if you're gonna apply for masters, which I'm not gonna do. My friend is in the Philippines now. But yeah, so exam went probably okay. Hope so. If I get an E, I'm gonna be happy. As long as I get a pass, I'm fine. When I hear that my friends have to get a certain grade to get a pass or a certain grade to get their degree, it sounds weird to me because we're not used to that. And then the exam I was gonna retake. The first time we took it, it was our teachers that sent out the list of when we're gonna go in and have our exam. We struggled with getting that list for Christmas because we don't have our teachers anymore, and they're not the ones that's gonna be there this year. Well, school did a shitty job because school didn't give us any information at all. I contacted the school that sent me to like the exam office, but then the exam office didn't know either. I had to call them because they didn't answer my mail. And then the exam office sent me to one teacher that sent me to another teacher that finally gave me the list and said, well, he sent it to my student email. He didn't, because none of us had anything except for one of the girls in our class that figured out she had it, but she figured it out like 2 days before the exam, I think. So we were stressed out, only one day in between our exams. I felt more bad for the other class because we finally got our list, but they didn't get their list before the night before. So they pretty much stayed up all night reading. I didn't bother. I read a bit. I was stressing, but I'm a procrastinator. So I started watching videos and got stuck in that. I didn't want to practice or study it at all. But I did freak out. I couldn't sleep. I read, and then next morning my exam wasn't before 1 o'clock or something, or almost 2 actually. I went to the location at 9 to meet with the other girl that didn't pass, and we were studying there and met the people from the other class. We also met first year students that were taking the same exam, that were freaking out because it's their first time. But we all freaked out too, because I'm pretty sure most of us didn't study a lot. So we were sitting there freaking out until it was our turn. Before I went inside, the ones that were retaking the exam, well, one of them failed, one of them got an E, but they told her she was supposed to fail because she didn't answer her question, but she spoke about other things in this field. So they were like, oh, we're gonna give it to you anyways. So I was super nervous since one had already failed, one was supposed to fail, and then it was one girl and then my friend and then me. So I didn't get to talk to my friend because you have half an hour in the preparing room and then half an hour talking to the people. So when I go into the preparing room, she goes into have her exam. So I didn't really get to see her more after that, after she went inside. But the girl before her just came out before I went inside to prepare, and I asked her how it went. She was like, I don't really know, but I feel like I did answer. And she told me what task she had, and the task she said, I was like, oh, you got the one I want. So I was thinking I couldn't possibly get the same one, but when I went inside, I got my task and it was that one. The three of us had the exact same task. That question was like my ideal question. I couldn't ask for a better one. It was talking about like children and if they dumped out all the shoes, how can you use that to like put the shoes, is it called classifying? But at least how could that help the kids classify? And this exact task we did in school the first week. It was the first thing they made us do. Take off all your shoes and we're gonna classify them. Think about different ways to classify them. So I was like, this question is great. I know exactly what I'm gonna say. But when I went inside, there were some questions that I couldn't answer when she asked me, but she kind of like, they always try to like drag some kind of answer out of you because they don't really want to fail you. I ended up having a lot of things to say actually, and the teacher loved my examples because I have a lot of examples from the first kindergarten I was at. Because she was like, most people usually think what they can do, but I said what the children usually do naturally. Usually they classify when they clean up after themselves. And also I told about a little girl in the kindergarten that had a little sister, and they were playing with like construction, like children construction parts. And her little sister was like a lot younger, and she said, oh, my little sister can't have these pieces because they're too small. So she picked out all the little pieces to herself and gave the bigger pieces to her little sister. The teacher, she loved it. She really liked, well, my examples. And then I was done, went out, and when I went inside again, I was like, did I do okay? And they were like smiling, and I got super nervous really. At this point I was expecting like, I did expect to pass. Before I got my task, I was pretty sure I was gonna fail. But after I got my task, I was like, yeah boy. So they told me it went well, and they told me you're getting a B. And I was super happy, and I just like, what? I didn't expect that high of a grade. When I went outside to wait for their answer, my friend texted me and said that she got a C, and I was like super happy for her. I was like, I'll probably get a C or a D or something then. But they gave me a B. I was super happy about that. I couldn't ask for anything better. I would never expect myself to get an A. But yeah, I was super happy. So that's the story of my school year. This exam was yesterday, by the way. I'm still in like a happy mood because I got a good grade, and I'm not really the type of person to get good grades, which sounds very sad. But yeah, so yesterday after the exam, I was dazed for the rest of the day, I guess. I felt like everything was a dream because I was so stressed. So I was in the mood where I was thinking like, everything is gonna go wrong, everything is gonna go terrible, and then I went inside, had the most ideal question ever, and then I even got a B. My mind couldn't process everything that was happening. Everything was just like, poof. Yeah, I started contacting my friends, sending them a message, because I had two of my friends from my class were, I kept texting them that I'd probably fail. But I was very lucky with the question gotta be, and they were all freaking out. Oh my god, that's so good. You did so well, I knew you could do it. And I was like, no. Yeah, that's how I passed my exam. Going from a fail to a B, that's not bad at all. I also told my mom that I got a B. I still didn't tell her it was an exam I had to retake because I failed, because she doesn't know I failed. I don't think I'm gonna tell her. My camera went out of space, so I just had to like delete a shit ton of stuff. But yeah, so that's how my year has been. And I couldn't be more thankful for everyone in my class because they really supported me a lot through this. Even though I'm not close to everyone, a lot of them helped me out with my exam. I got notes from people. I'm not close with that many people in my class. There's a lot of people I barely speak to, but they decided to help me anyways. So I was really happy about that. So that's how my life has been. The school and everything has affected everything I want to do normally, like my YouTube channel. I really would like to post often, but this year I've just posted like once a month at max, sometimes once every second month. So I think that really sucks because I would really like to do this more often. When I used to film videos, I used to be very awkward. I used to feel very awkward, but right now I feel like it's a good way for me to get out what I'm feeling. I just really enjoy doing it, so I really wish I could do more. Thank you guys for watching. It's probably the worst get ready with me video you've ever seen. If you liked it, please comment, like, and subscribe. It would really make me happy. Anyways, I hope you like it. Bye.